Shalom, and thank you for joining this halacha series about the blessings of food, what brachot and how do we say the brachot on food. We will start from an important blessing or important food, bread. What blessing do we say on bread? And how do we say the blessing? And what do we say after bread? I'm sure you are thinking to yourself, this is simple. We say hamotzi in the beginning and birkat hamazon at the end. Well, when do we say hamotzi? What is considered bread? And when do we say birkat hamazon? This is what we're going to learn in the next few sessions. Let's begin with hamotzi. Let's define bread. What is bread? To consider bread that we say on it the blessing of hamotzi, it has to follow four criteria. What is it made out of? How is it made? And two other criteria which are a bit harder to define. What's the shape of the bread? And is it something we eat as bread? Let's go into it. What is the bread made out of? We say hamotzi only on something which is made out of the 5 grains, like wheat, barley, oats. We do not say hamotzi on something which is made out of corn or rice or beans. It must be made out of the 5 grains. The same 5 grains we can make masa from, and the same 5 grains that are considered chametz on Pesach. How is it made? Bread must be baked. It can be baked in an oven. It can be baked sometimes on a special pot if you have a special pot, but it must be baked. If it's cooked, it will never be hamotzi. So for example, if you eat pasta, even if you eat a lot of pasta, it will be mezonos. It will not be hamotzi since it is cooked. Bread must be baked. There's an interesting food we eat in the States. I'm sure most of you like it. And it's bagels. Bagels, the way they make it usually is before they bake it, it's dipped in boiling water. Since in the end those bagels are baked, it's considered baked. Now let's define the shape of bread. Well, it's hard to define the shape of bread. How does the bread look like? A challah with big challah, a flat bread, dark, square, circle. What's the shape of bread? It's easier to show an example of what is not the shape of bread. Let's say you take flour, mix it up with water. You put so much water inside that this mixture you got is watery. And then you fry it on a special frying pan. It's even thinner than a pancake. This doesn't look like bread. It won't be hamotzi. It's not bread. It's a pancake, something. It's not bread. Another example is food that is, or bread that is baked in the sun in an old-fashioned way, where they used to bake it. It didn't look like, it didn't have the importance of bread. I don't think we eat it today. And now we're going to the last criteria, which we will discuss more in the next time, and that, are we eating the bread, or is this bread considered bread or a nash, a cake? Well, you see, cake is almost like bread. It's made out of flour, wheat probably. It's baked. It looks nice. The difference is it has so much added things to it, like oil and sugar, that we don't view it as bread. We view it as cake, or as pretzels, or if you're Israeli, as bisli. Bread is something that the normal way to eat it is as part of the meal, with salads or other things. And about that, as I said, we'll learn next time, and hope to see you next time learning the halacha of pat haba b'kisnin, the difference between bread and cake.